Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Welcome, guys. My name is Cooper Burke, and I'm here with Dakota Harry Bush, who fights a Nemesis FC on March 1st. Dakota, how are you, man?
Doing great, man. Back in Florida where I belong and can't complain with that.
Yeah, of course. What are you looking forward to most about your fight on March 1st?
Probably fighting back home again. I haven't got to fight back in Missouri in a good while. At least the St. Louis side, So get to have all the fans and family that haven't got to, watch me fight live in a minute. So, tough opponent, Austin Tweedy. He's 11-4 as well. He fought on the Contender Series, so it's a good opponent. Kind of risky for the spot I'm in right now, but uh, can't turn these fights down.
That's a great way to put it. Like you said, you're in a good spot. Has any of that buzz around your name given you a little bit of a boost?
Um, it has and it hasn't. I'm pretty self-motivated and driven as it is, and I know where I belong, and everyone that trains with me knows where I belong. So, it helps, but I just put one foot in front of the other and, keep chipping away every day anyways.
Yeah, we've seen that in your past three fights. You're 3-0 after kind of a rough stretch. Has that put more faith in yourself, knowing that you can compete at the highest level and you've, you know, kind of put the results out there?
Yeah, for sure. Being down here in Florida has definitely, helped me raise the bar for myself and knowing that I'm competing with the best guys in the world day in and day out. And um, it just lets me know that I'm doing the right things and um, things are starting to pay off the way, I want them to. And big things are definitely coming.
Yeah, you absolutely. I was just about to ask you, you're training with guys like Dustin Poirier and your good friend Grant Dawson. How do you feel like that molds you as an athlete?
You just get to see, the little intricacies at the highest level, like what they're doing day in and day out, and um, just in training sessions, where back home, the I'm not training with 20 guys at this level. I got a couple guys that are great to train with, like Sean Woodson and some other guys back home, but being with world class guys in every weight class is just it's hard not to grow here.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you learn a lot of mental things from these guys as well, or is it more just technique in general?
Everything, man. I pick up on every little thing that people are doing in the gym, just who's there the first in the room, who's doing extra. Um, and then everyone's got their little tricks and the things they do well. And so many guys here, are able to share those things with me and they're not stingy, they're trying to make me better as well.
Yeah. Has the mission changed at all between this fight and your last one, being that you're in a little bit different position?
Nah, not at all. Just keep fighting, man. Just keep fighting, knocking on the door, and they can't keep me out too long, So I'm just gonna keep fighting the highest level guys we can find outside the UFC until we're back in there fighting the best in the world.
Yeah. Were you frustrated with your time at all in the UFC? I'm not talking really performance wise, but just the hand that was dealt to you. And your first fight was on short notice. Your second fight, the other guy came in on short notice, and you really didn't get an opportunity to show what you could do.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. I'm definitely over it. It's still a little sour taste in my mouth, but like you said, it's just the cards I was dealt. Um, like I said, short notice fight on the first one. second fight was doing really well and just got caught, and that's part of the game. It's unfortunate I only got that much time to showcase, but it's going to be a different story when I do get back.
I mean, yeah, I think we can all see it. You took a pretty long layoff between your last couple of fights. You were off for a year. How was it, just recuperating and being with your family?
It was very frustrating. I wasn't sitting on the bench for any reason, for myself. It was just couldn't find opponents. Nobody would take a fight. We were looking, just so many no's. Then the Ultimate Fighter went out there for the Connor Chandler show, and just another nightmare in itself there. But yeah, I got to recenter and focus on what's important with my family, and just help me realize why I'm doing this, and just gives me that extra motivation.
Yeah, would you say they've been pretty supportive of you in these past couple of years when, things outside of your control have really, you know, given you a tough hand with, the Ultimate Fighter and everything?
Yeah, 100%. My family's my rock. That they drive me, they push me, and they're so supportive. They understand the sacrifices that I make, and it's not just me. They sacrifice more than I do. It's very hard being away, but like I said, I just tell myself, this is what I want. I can't tell my kids to go chase their dreams in the future if I didn't do it myself. So um, when I put it that way, it's easy for me to do what I need to do.
And has your motivation changed, at all, um, having to go back through the ranks again, or is this kind of more the same for you, just one foot in front of the other?
Yeah, just keep on trucking, man. It's you start to at first I was like that. I was just anxious and just waiting for it instead of just thinking, hey man, you just gotta do you every single day and go take what's yours instead of waiting on something to happen. So um looking at it like that, it's really taking stress off me and just gonna keep performing and not have whatever they put in front of me.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, have you uh, focused on any particular game plan going into this fight? I mean, you're fighting another really high level guy who's, sure to put up a great fight. So,
Right. Yeah, he's a very high level guy. He's very dangerous in the first round. He's heavy hands, very explosive. I believe I'm not 100%, but he's got a lot of submissions under his belt, and I know he's a black belt as well. But um, it's nothing that I don't see and haven't seen. So I'm not gonna put any pressure on myself and worrying what he's gonna do. And I just know I and sure that all my T's are crossed, my I's are dotted, and um, just have my best performance, and that's all I got to worry about.
yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in these past couple of years in the fight game? You know,
That it's a vicious game, man. It ain't for the faint of heart. It's got the highest highs and lowest lows. Everyone says it, but it's so true, and um, it'll break a lot of guys, and the guys that don't break and that just keep, putting that foot in front of the other, they're the ones that'll come out successful and get to where they want to be.
Mhm. Yeah, you mentioned, you're back in Florida, close to home. How has that been for you? Do you feel like it's good for the soul, to kind of be back where you're most comfortable?
Yeah, 100%. I love it down here. I mean, beautiful weather. Just left Missouri, like I said, on Sunday, and I left. It was 20 degrees down here, sitting outside trying to get some sun when it's 80. So that alone, just for the mood, getting that vitamin D, just healing my body. being an American top team. There's no gym like it. Got the best world here. There's so many guys that are ranked top 15 UFC here. So, like I said, it's hard not to go anywhere but up here.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best. Everybody loves Florida for the same reason. How do you think you've grown as a fighter in these last couple times out?
Just more patient and being patient, realize minutes is a long time. I have three decisions since I've been out. Really want to finish, but when you're fighting these high level guys, man, it's hard to get them out of there. Um, but yeah, not getting frustrated in the fight, just taking as it comes and just, like I said, just focus on having my best performance that I can possibly have.
Absolutely. You sound pretty patient. Um, so are you kind of chomping at the bit to get back in the UFC, or are you just kind of taking things as they come?
You want to be there, so but any notice that comes up again, I'm ready to hop on. I just know where I belong. I'll compete with us. I just want to, prove to myself is worth it.
Yeah. Would you consider maybe taking a fight at 170 pounds or on short notice, or are you pretty comfortable at lightweight?
Yeah, 170, I don't care. 70, 55, it don't matter. Even if it was the right matchup at 85, I'd take it.
That's a great mentality. Is there anybody that you see yourself, um, you know, wanting to train with in the future or maybe compete against in the future at 155 pounds?
I mean, I already train with the best in the world here, so I already got that checked off. I got the right partners, the right coaches here. I'm not worried about, training with anybody else than what I got here, but fighting wise, anybody in the 55-pound division, I don't care who it is. We can step in there and go toe to toe. It's fine with me.
Is there, anywhere you want to go, like any arena you want to fight at in the country?
Just somewhere with a crowd, man. I want a full packed house. Uh, Even in enemy territory, I don't care. Like I said, if something short notice popped up down in Mexico in a couple weeks, I'd love to fly down there, altitude and everything. It don't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, I love that attitude. I think a lot of people would want to see that. Uh, you know, how do you think the crowd helps you?
You just feed off that energy, man. I've always done the best when the biggest moments. I feel like, and um, I just always competed like that. Wrestling, growing up, just anything, and I like high stakes. I just want to feel that that full UFC experience, and it's just fun when you can hear the crowd and you got a good walkout going. I just want that experience.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you can't beat crowds in a fight. Um, one last question. What do you want to say um, to the brass at the UFC or any other organization to kind of sell yourself?
I mean, everyone knows who I am. I'm knocking on the door. I'm I'm not gonna beg. I'm just gonna keep doing what I gotta do, keep working, and it's gonna take care of itself. I'm not a big talker on things like that, so um, whatever comes my way, I'm gonna earn it and go at it full force.
Mhm, yeah, I mean, that's perfect. I mean, you know, you never really have been a big talker. So I mean, I wouldn't expect you to get up here and start thumping your chest. But
Right?
it's good to hear that, you're you're willing to ask for it. Everybody, Dakota Bush fights March 1st, back in St. Louis. Dakota, best of luck. Thanks for your time, man.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. It's always a blast.
Yeah, man, so great to catch up.